Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our BIPA Level 5 class. Today, we are starting a very exciting topic, Unit 2, Wisata Indonesia, a journey to explore natural wonders and cultural riches. Indonesia is an archipelago blessed with breathtaking landscapes, diverse flora and fauna, and deep cultural heritage. Today, we will learn how to describe these wonderful destinations clearly, both in speaking and writing. By the end of this unit, you will be able to paint a vivid picture of these places using only your own words. Let's begin our journey. Before we dive into our main destinations, let's take a look at the image on this slide. This is a beautiful shot of Taman Nasional Kepulauan Seribu, located just north of Jakarta. I want to ask you a couple of questions to spark your memory. Have you ever visited a tourist attraction like the one shown here in the picture? Or perhaps, where have you seen a place similar to this before? Take a moment to think about your travels in Indonesia or elsewhere, and share your experience with the person sitting next to you. To give us a clear path for today's lesson, let's look at our specific learning objectives. We have three main goals for today. First, after listening to the monologue about Raja Ampat, students will be able to correctly identify at least 5 specific details about its flora, fauna, or location. Second, by using a descriptive text about Borobudur Temple, students will be able to analyze the text structure such as identification and description and identify at least 3 examples of passive sentences using the word yang with 90% accuracy. And the last is, by the end of the lesson, students will be able to write a detailed description text of a given topic, utilizing social functions and linguistic elements and employing proper grammar. Let's move on to our first core language skill, menyimak or listening. On the slide, you will see a QR code. I want everyone to take out your smartphones, scan the code, and carefully listen to the audio monologue about the beautiful Raja Ampat Islands. While you are listening, please open your BIPA 5 workbook and answer the comprehension questions found in activities 1 and 2. Pay close attention to numbers, species names, and locations. Now that you have listened to the monologue, let's practice our berbicara skills or speaking skills. Based on what you just heard about the Raja Ampat Islands, I expect you to complete activity 3 and activity 4 in your workbook. You will work with a partner to discuss the details. I want you to look at the prompt on the slide. Try to find the object yang dideskripsikan or the object being described and list the kalimat perincian or the detailing sentences that support it from the audio clip. Use your own words to retell the beauty of Raja Ampat to your classmates. Now, let's switch gears to membaca or reading. Please open your BIPA 5 textbook to Unit 2 and locate the reading text titled Borobudur Temple. We are going to read this text together to observe how the author introduced this majestic landmark and elaborates on its unique features. Once we finish reading, you will complete activity 4 in the textbook to verify your understanding of the text core information. Now, I will read the text. Candi Borobudur. Candi Borobudur merupakan salah satu wisata budaya Indonesia yang sangat terkenal hingga ke mancanegara. Candi ini merupakan candi Buddha terbesar di dunia yang sangat megah yang terletak di atas bukit. Candi Borobudur dibangun dengan relief dan arka yang dirangkai tanpa menggunakan semen, tapi dapat berdiri kokoh dan kuat. Material batu diambil dari sungai-sungai sekitar candi. Candi ini dibangun pada abad ke-8 oleh dinasti Shailendra yang menganut agama Buddha. Proses pembangunan candi ini diperkirakan mencapai 50 tahun. Candi ini ditemukan pada tahun 1814 oleh para pemburu di hutan. Penemuan ini kemudian dilaporkan kepada Raffles yang saat itu menjabat sebagai wakil gubernur Inggris pada tahun 1973. Kemudian, UNESCO membantu restorasi dengan skala yang besar untuk memunculkan Candi Borobudur. Penamaan Candi Borobudur berasal dari bahasa Sanskerta, yaitu Vihara Buddha Beduhur, yang memiliki makna kuil Buddha di puncak gunung. Candi ini berada di atas Bukit Menoreh di Kabupaten Magelang, Daerah Istimewa Yogyakarta. Uniknya, candi ini dikelilingi oleh Gunung Merapi, Merbabu, Sumbing, dan Sindoro. Jaraknya kurang lebih 45 kilometer dari pusat kota Yogyakarta. Selain itu, letak candi ini juga berada di dekat pertemuan Sungai Elo dan Sungai Progo. Candi Borobudur berbentuk tapak persegi dan punden berundak. Ukuran panjangnya 123 meter dan lebar 123 meter. Dan memiliki tinggi 42 meter. Jadi, luas candi ini mencapai 15.129 meter persegi. Bentuk candi ini mempunyai kosmologi yang dilukiskan dalam tingkatan candi, yaitu Kamadhatu, Rupadatu, dan Arupadatu. Kamadhatu berupa 160 relief yang melambangkan kehidupan manusia yang masih dikuasai oleh nafsu keduniawian atau masih dalam lingkaran karna. Rupadatu berupa 328 patung Buddha dengan hiasan relief yang menyimbolkan manusia yang sudah bisa melepaskan diri dari nafsu keduniawian. Arupadatu melukiskan manusia yang sudah bisa lepas dari nafsu keduniawian dan pembatasan bentuk dan rupa, tetapi belum bisa mencapai nirwana. Pengunjung dapat naik ke atas candi sambil menikmati pesona candi dan keindahan alam di sekitarnya, sekaligus menikmati matahari senja di puncak candi yang tampak luar biasa. Let's study the specific grammar structure used in Indonesian descriptive text. Tata bahasa or grammar. In descriptive writing, we frequently use the relative pronouns yang, followed by a passive verb from using the prefixes di or ter to give precise details about an object. Look at our first pattern, yang plus di. This is used when describing a process or production. For example, Candi Borobudur dibangun dengan relief dan arka yang dirangkai tanpa menggunakan semen tapi dapat berdiri kokoh dan kuat. Here, yang dirangkai means which are arranged or assembled, explaining exactly how the reliefs and status were constructed. Our second pattern is yang plus ter, which explains an adjective of state or a superlative, meaning the most. For example, Candi Borobudur merupakan salah satu wisata budaya Indonesia yang sangat terkenal hingga di mancanegara. In this sentence, yang terkenal means which is highly well known or famous. Now, let's look at these three pictures. The first picture is Kuta Beach or Pantai Kuta. The second picture is Mount Semeru or Gunung Semeru, and the last one is Lake Toba atau Danau Toba. Now, I want you to choose one of these three pictures and describe it using the word yang on the passive voice. Please work on this individually. Let's look closely at how a professional descriptive text is structured by analyzing or reading on Borobudur Temple. A standard descriptive text has a specific layout. It begins with deskripsi umum atau general description or identification. As seen in the table, the first paragraph introduced Candi Borobudur as a world-famous Buddhist temple built in the 8th century, identifying what it is, its scale, and its basic material. This sets the baseline context, so the reader knows exactly what is being discussed. This is followed by multiple paragraphs of deskripsi bagian or specific description. This section uses kalimat perincian or detailing sentences to break down specific features. Paragraph 2 details in its historical background, its discovery by Raffles in 1814, and the restoration by UNESCO. Paragraph 3 details its exact physical geography, sitting on Menoreh Hill in Magelang, surrounded by 4 volcanoes, measuring exactly 123 by 123 meters. Paragraph 4 details its deep spiritual cosmology, breaking down the 3 levels, Kamadhatu, Rupadhatu, and Arupadhatu. Finally, we have the penutup, closing or review. It rounds out the text by using a transitional conjunction to describe the overall experience, such as climbing to the top to enjoy the sunsets. To make your descriptive writing flow smoothly from one to the next, you must use proper transitions. Apart from detailing sentences, we use conjunctions or kata hubung, such as di samping itu or besides that, selain itu, in addition to, and oleh sebab itu atau oleh karena itu, therefore. These connectors allow you to link one sentence to another sentence of equal importance. Let's look at example 1. Jaraknya 45 km dari pusat kota Yogyakarta. Selain itu, letak candi ini juga berada di dekat pertemuan Sungai Elo dan Sungai Progo. Selain itu, helps us add more geographical details seamlessly. Look at example 2. Kepulauan Raja Ampat memiliki peran penting bagi kelestarian alam dunia. Oleh karena itu, banyak sekali lembaga konservasi dunia yang mengarahkan fokus mereka pada tempat ini. Here, oleh karena itu, establish a logical cause and effect relationship between Raja Ampat's global ecological importance and conservation efforts. Next, we are going to talk about simile or majas. To make your description truly beautiful and interesting to read, Indonesian writers frequently use figurative language called majas or simile and metaphors. A simile creates a vivid mental picture by comparing two different things using comparative words. In Indonesia, frequently used figurative words include bagai, bagaikan, bak, laksana, seperti, and serupa, which all translate to like or as if in English. Let's look at the example from our text. Example 1. Ikan-ikan kecil seperti menari memamerkan liuk tubuhnya. The small fish are described as if they are dancing to show off their bodies. Example 2. Ikan-ikan berpadu dengan karang yang menawan bagaikan sebuah surga dunia bawah laut bagi para penyelam dunia. Here, the underwater combination of fish and coral is directly compared to an underwater paradise using the word bagaikan. Now, it's time to put everything you have learned into practice with our final core skill, menulis or writing. Please form a team of 2 to 3 people. Together, you will create a structured outline for your very own descriptive text. Turn to the Activity 5 in your PIPA 5 textbook, where you will find the required outline templates and a list of provided themes to choose from. Make sure your outline includes a clear identification paragraph followed by distinct description paragraphs that utilize the passive voice with yang, transitional conjunctions, and at least one simile. Thank you so much for your hard work and active participation today. Everyone, selamat menjelajah, happy exploring. Go ahead and start working on your group writing outlines. Before we wrap up the session completely, please remember that describing a place or an object often involves explaining how to get there or how to complete a specific task. This is a perfect bridge into our next topic, Unit 3, Kiat-Kiat, where we will explore procedural text. See you in the next session. Bye-bye.